Good morning, sir. Good morning, classmate. Have a good day, everyone. So, I am Leslie Boyona Suliana, and today we will going to report the speech style. So, first, what is speech style? So, according to Martin Jones, in the year 1976, the speech style is the form of language that the speaker uses, which characterized by the degree of formality. So, speech style, it is a distinct of variations or form of the language used for the same purpose or by a particular situation or the form of the language that speaker uses. So, it is the important part in communication for different goals or different topics. So, why is it important to apply specific speech style to a certain communication or situation? So, your speech is intended for a specific audience. So, if the audience does not understand what you are talking about, so then you have not communicated. How speech style affect the language form? So, changes in the speech style, speech context, speech act, and communicative strategy can significantly affect the intended message. So, it gives completely different impressions of message of the listener, and it changes the duration of interaction considerably. So, according to Martin Jones, speech style is divided into five forms. They are the prosing style, the formal style, the consultative style, the casual style, and lastly, the intimate style. So, uh, these five blocks are levels for formality in language use, which are determined by the situational context and degree of formality or intimacy between the interlocutors. So, it means that people have five options of style when they want to communicate with other people. So, the first speech style is the Prussian style. So, Prussian style, it is the most formal communicative style that is usually used during the respectful events or ceremonies. So, uh, Prussian style is used generally in a very formal setting and does not require any feedback for the audience. So, for example, of the Prussian style is the Lord's Prayer. So when you say the Lord's Prayer, it means if we are the audience, we need to listen, we need to feel what that speech wanted to say on us. So we does not need to interrupt that kind of speech since it is a formal context or it is a formal speech that we audience needed to understand, needed to feel the presence of that speech, and that is that is the example of Prussian style. So,
And now let's talk about formal speeches. Formal speeches are straightforward speeches. In this speech style, the speakers avoid using slang terminologies. What the speakers say is something that has been prepared beforehand. It's complex sentence, a noun phrase, a noun and noun phrases are well structured, logically sequenced, and strongly coherent. This language is used in informal settings and in one-way nature. In one-way communication, the sender or a sender delivers a message to a receiver but nothing follow back to the sender. In this case, the information moves in one direction because time-space separate the sender and the receiver. This use of language usually follow a commonly accepted format. It is usually impersonal and formal. And there's also the importance of formal speech style. Formal speech is intended to demonstrate respect between speaker, as well as an overall sense of decorum. Formal speech would not include slang words or language and normally does not include contractions such as has not or does not. The formal type of speech style often does not encourage listener participation or interaction among communicators. Example of formal speeches: announcement, SONA, welcome address, and many more.
Consolidative speech style. So, known as third level of language. In speech styles, there are 5 different level of language. The frozen style, the informal style, the consultative style, the casual style, and the intimate style. So it is unplanned speech, like for teacher and students, doctor and his patients. It also known as a professional discourse. And it is a spontaneous interaction that observes semi-formal conduct, meaning there's no boundaries ang inyong conversation. Like, it depends kung, it doesn't matter if how long or how small ang inyong conversation, it's in spontaneous interaction. It also happens in two-ways participation. For example of this, a student or a teacher or his students. So if the teacher give a question to his students and the students have a confusion regarding sa iyang gihatag nga question sa teacher, so si teacher mohatag og feedback regarding sa gisulti or sa confusion sa bata. So until makuha nila ang ilang agenda or both ipasabot adto nga topic or adto nga situation. So two defining features of this style. The speaker supplies back information and the listener participates continuously. This uses listener participation and feedback. It allows listener to provide comments and they become involved in meaning-making process. So, example, if I'm the receiver, and if I have a confusion regarding ani nga topic and wala na ko na mas nasabtan, so kanang mangutana gid ko for elaboration para maklaro na ko kung sa ipasabot adto nga topic. So that's the time that I will give feedbacks, comment, question, and if kanang okay na, kanang nakasabot na ko, so like okay na kung dili wala na like elaboration, wala dili na kailangan elaborate because nakasabot na ko. So consolative communication utilize open-ended question to get all opinions, to uncover hidden issues and reveal personal agenda. So mo magina siya tuyo sa consolative para makuha ba kung unsay bot ipasabot or inyong agenda, inyong yung ana. So importance of consultative speech style. Best for developing connections with others. It's the best way to form a bond in a casual settings. It can be build trust, resolve conflict and misunderstanding. It helps to effectively interact with someone who has different styles. So through consultative style, dili mawala ang misunderstanding and ma-resolve ang tanang conflict nga wala nasabtan. So thank you.
Next is casual speech and intimate speech. Well, casual speech is a kind of speech which are two or more people that is comfortable to each other when they are talking. There are different types of words or phrases that they use and ways of talking to their friends or to their family. Now let's have the example. Shinobi is a motovlogger. He used to record himself when he goes everywhere and he joined a endurance. He has a lot of fans because of his kindness and he is good at riding his sports bike. It's like this. So he always talked to his fans through social media or in actual, or mean it means face to face, and he always give them like some of his fans, um, he always give them, for example, the stickers like it has the face of him and his sports bike. Now, and also he always posts some of pictures of him with some other moto vlogger. Now let's have the intimate speech. The word intimate, it means this speech is used in a conversation of your closest people, which you trust the most. Well, these people either you know them quite well or just recently, but you have the feeling that you're comfortable with that person to talk with either your problems or your enjoyments in each day of life. For example, for example, Luna and Ace is a childhood friends. For more than 10 years of being as a friend, they still had a contact to each other and they go to university together. Not until one day, Ace confessed his feelings towards Luna. He just realized that for more than 10 years with her, he felt very comfortable and he knows that Luna is the girl of his life because they help and share each other's secrets and problems in life.